Hey, Lindsay, how are you?
Excellent, Michelle. I'm feeling great today. How are you? How's everything?
Everything is good. Everything is good. Did you call anyone on the phone this morning?
Oh no, too early to get on the phone. No, maybe later today I'll get on the phone. We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, today we are going to answer a really important listener question dealing with what I just asked you. So we're
Mm.
going to share that question with you in just a second. But guys, we want to remind you, if you haven't hit that follow button wherever you're listening to All Ears English, please hit it now so you never miss anything from us.
You got it. Hit follow, guys, right now. And so, all right. So we started off. You asked me, did you call anyone on the phone? And I said, no, I didn't call anyone. So it sounds like we're getting into anyone, maybe
Mm-hmm.
someone, all of these
Mm-hmm.
interesting words. Should I go ahead and read the question, Michelle?
Please.
All right. This is from Jessica H. Corona. And Jessica says, when should we use someone, something, and anyone, anything in a question? Do you have something to say or do you have anything to say? Ooh, are you seeing someone or are you seeing anyone? Ooh, this is
Mm,
a good question, Michelle. I like it.
yeah. Yeah, this is, the getting into the nitty-gritty. So,
Yeah.
there is so much to these indefinite pronouns, but it's great to focus on these questions specifically, so I'm excited. Guys, also another episode, if you haven't listened to already, 2188 was the same name, how to connect over this commonality, and that was a really fun episode.
Yeah. So the main thing that we need to keep in mind, let's go broad. Just broad.
Here
The
we go.
one most important thing
Here
our
we go.
listeners need to know is what, Michelle? There's one distinction between someone
Alright.
something versus anyone anything.
All right, it's about how specific you are. So, someone or something is a little bit more specific, but
Yeah.
still not completely specific. And we'll guys, don't worry, we'll be doing examples.
Yeah.
Whereas anyone or anything is less specific.
Interesting.
Okay?
Okay. So that's good to know. So is there
Yeah.
anything any little mnemonic device we can use to
Yeah.
help to remember, Michelle?
Yeah, if you need help remembering this, you can think of S for someone or something, so you can think specific. So
Yeah.
that could be a good way to remember it. But let's go through the listener's example first. So there was, do you have something to say? Okay,
Yes.
so this sounds more like you think the person will say something. So maybe
Yes.
they started to talk and you interrupted them. Like you got some sign that they have an opinion on something, whatever it
Right.
could be. Um, so we're gonna
Versus
do, yeah, versus anything. Lindsay, what do you think about that?
more broad, right? So less specific. Maybe someone's been quiet the whole class and you want them to speak
Mhm.
up, right? Maybe you are giving
Mm.
them an opportunity to talk. Oh, you've been quiet. Do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to add to our conversation?
Mhm. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So, yeah, let's do a couple examples of this. So, we're in a meeting here. We're doing lots of role plays today. So, here we go. Mhm.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
let's get to I'm sorry, Michelle. Do you have something to say?
Okay. So, you kind of interrupted me and you realized, "Oh, wait, you were starting to say something." So, you
Oh,
said,
okay.
Do you have something to say?"
Yeah, so that was an interruption. So you were uttering something and I interrupted
Mhm.
you and then I'm switching back and I'm saying, "Oh, did you have something to say or do you have something to say?" By the way, Michelle, speaking of a little bit of a grammar tangent, I could have said, "Did you have something to say?"
Mhm.
Correct?
Mhm,
Could I have
mhm,
said that?
mhm.
Yeah, right?
You could have said that too, yeah. Did you have
Yeah.
something to say? That might even be a little bit more, natural sounding.
Right, I agree. I agree
Mhm,
because
mhm.
we've done other episodes on why you might slip into the past tense in scenarios
Yeah.
like this. It might be a little more polite. That's an interesting we'll go to that another day, guys. Hit follow on the show. Let's
Yes.
do another example though about anything. Mhm.
Okay. I'd really love your feedback.
Yeah,
So, do you have anything to say?
I'm thinking. So here, the vibe is a little different. There's not
Mhm,
much coming from my end at all,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
I'm
mhm.
quiet. And you want me to say something, but I haven't said much yet. It's not like you're interrupting me like you did in the
Yeah,
first one.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right. So okay, specific and more broad, we have
Yeah.
to keep these things in mind. So the next example from the listener was, is, are you seeing someone? And seeing, Lindsay, what would that mean? Are you
It
seeing someone? Does that mean you're actually seeing
like,
them?
physically seeing someone from my window? No,
No.
dating them.
Mhm,
It
uh-huh,
means you're dating someone.
exactly.
It really is exclusively means that. To be seeing
Yeah.
someone is to be dating someone, okay?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So if you say, "Are you seeing someone?" It's a little more specific. Maybe you think they are, maybe you're not sure. But what about, "Are you seeing anyone?"
Are you seeing anyone? It's more general,
Mhm,
and you have no idea what the answer is, right? And
mhm,
this
mhm.
is very subtle here, especially
Yes.
in this example, isn't it, Michelle? Um,
Yes, yes, exactly. It's very subtle, but we're gonna give you some examples so you can see how this would work.
yeah, okay, this will be interesting. Here we go. So, I saw you got the flowers sent to you.
Oh, yeah, I did.
So, are you seeing someone?
Maybe?
Oh my goodness, give me details. Yeah, so all right, so here we're being more specific because I see that you got flowers. So in
Mhm.
my mind, that means you're probably dating someone. So that's
Mhm,
why I
mhm.
used the someone. We're zooming in to the likelihood that you are dating someone, right?
Exactly, exactly. So let's try this with anyone. So here we go. "Have you been?"
Good, you?
"I'm good, thanks. So, are you seeing anyone?"
Nah, I'm taking a break from dating these days.
I totally get it.
All right. So here we hadn't been talking about dating. So I have no
Mhm.
idea whether it's much more neutral,
Yeah.
right? So it's more
Mhm.
broad. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Subtle. More examples, Michelle? Do we have them? I know our listeners
Ooh,
love examples.
we got this episode is full of them. The
All of
whole
it.
wow, if you look at the whole plan, it's lots of acting, lots of role plays.
Lots
So
of examples. Okay. Yes.
okay.
All right, here we go. I'm heading to the sandwich shop down the street. Do you want anything?
Sure, I'll get a smoothie.
All right. So why did we use anything there?
Because it could be anything, not a sandwich. It could be uh, just very general, like, do you want
Oh.
anything?
This is kind of example of where it could be both, right? Or here's another
Mhm,
one. I'm heading to
mhm.
the sandwich shop down the street. Do you want something?
Oh, yes, get me my regular sandwich, please.
I feel like we could use both interchangeably here, Michelle.
Yes,
So this
yes, that's
complicates it a little bit, doesn't it?
yes, that's what I wrote. I mean, exactly. There's not always one answer that is completely correct. I mean, correct or incorrect.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's a little interchangeable. So I wanted to show you how that could happen. If if I was trying to dissect it a little bit, I might say,
Uh-huh.
where are you saying, "Do you want anything?" Sounds there's many things we could get from the shop.
Yeah.
And where you said, "Do you want something?" It sounds I said, "Yeah, get me my regular sandwich." Maybe you know that I'm gonna want a sandwich. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's really that
Yeah.
one is not as big of a difference.
It's really not. Let's go into another one. We're just full of examples today. Here we go.
Yes.
All right.
"Did you see someone drop a package off at my front door?
Yeah.
Was it a blonde woman?"
Yes, blonde.
Okay, good. That's my new computer.
Nice. See someone. Okay, more specific. Someone is a
Mhm.
little more specific. You're looking for a
Mhm.
specific person that's going to
Mhm.
drop off that computer, okay?
Yes. And
Versus
the
yeah,
versus, "Did you see anyone drop a package off at my front door?"
yeah, I did.
"Oh, good. I was expecting a package."
Now here, you don't really know exactly who it's gonna be, but someone is going to be dropping it off. It's a little more broad.
Right. And again, this
Could
is a
be
very
both.
subtle difference. I mean, you could switch it up, but sometimes there is just one that sounds slightly more correct.
Yeah,
So in
yeah.
this one, it makes sense because in the first one, I'm saying someone, and it sounds like I know who it is.
Agreed. Here we go. Let's come into a big role play to bring it all together now, Michelle. So here we are roommates and we're
Mhm.
moving. We're trying to figure out moving day, which is logistics of moving day.
Not
Complicated, right?
fun.
Not fun. No, here we go.
Here we go. Do you know anyone who can help us move that day?
I think so.
Is it someone who's free all day?
Yeah, I think my brother will be around.
Oh, perfect.
Do we need to ask the landlord anything about rules of moving out?
We probably should. Did you get something from the previous tenants about that?
Oh, yes. They left a sheet of paper about it. I'll take a look.
Thanks.
All right, so we've got someone, anyone, someone, something. Got a lot of things going on.
Woo!
And so let's bring it back to the beginning. So here, Michelle, you said, "Do you know anyone who can help us move that day?" That's very broad, isn't it? It's very
It could be
broad.
anyone, this is just general, "You know anyone?" Not
Anyone.
just anybody. "Do you know anyone?" And then
Yeah.
you said, "I think so." So now I zero in
Yes,
because
you're zeroing
now
in.
we are getting a little more specific, and I said, "Is it someone who is free all day?"
And here it wouldn't make sense to say, "Is it anyone who's free
Anyone.
all day?" No, because we are zeroing in. So here's where that does make sense, right? Zooming in more specifically, someone, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Mhm.
Yep, and then what did you say next?
I said, "Do we need to ask the landlord anything about rules of moving out?" And here something also would not make sense.
Mm-mm,
Do we
mhm.
need to ask the landlord something? That sounds like there's something very specific that I need to ask the
Mhm.
landlord about. I don't know what I need to know, right? We
Yeah.
don't know what we don't know. So it's anything, right?
Exactly, and then I said, "Did you get something from the previous tenants about that?" So, I coulda said anything,
There you could
but
use
he
anything.
I could've, but here it sounds more like, I think that maybe we did get something, like,
Right.
I
More
could've said,
specific.
"Didn't you get something from the previous tenants about that?"
Oh,
That wouldn't
in that
yeah.
case, it definitely would be something. You would never say, "Didn't you get anything?" No way, because you're
Mhm,
zooming in. I thought you
mhm,
got something from the previous
mhm.
tenants, didn't you? Right?
Right, right. Yeah, so and
Oh,
you said, "Oh, yes, they left a sheet of paper, I'll take a look." So, woo,
there's a
we
great
really
role
went
play
through
here.
'em.
I really like
Thank
this
you.
last role play because it shows the way when it's interchangeable and when it's not, guys. So
Yeah.
go back to this episode again, play it again, listen to the role play. I wouldn't say this is easy, but I would say in many cases, you can't go wrong, right? In many
Mhm.
cases,
Yeah.
focus on connection, as we always say on this show, right? Or
Right, don't
always
stress
focus
out.
on connection.
Do do don't stress out about this, but we now have and there could be I'm sure we could do a follow-up on even more ways and get into all the nitty-gritty parts of the grammar and everything when you would and wouldn't, but the main idea here that we want you to walk away with is that someone is a little bit more specific, right, with the S,
Yeah.
so, yeah, good to remember that.
Yeah, and now what I would do, guys, go out into the world and listen for
Mhm.
how native
Mhm,
speakers
mhm.
use anyone, someone. Try to make that connection in your head, and then you'll start to use it naturally and correctly. And again, always focus on that human connection moment. That is the key. It's not about the words we choose. It's not about the perfect grammar. It's about the connection that you want to create with the person in front of you, right, Michelle?
Absolutely, I love it. So, yeah, the takeaway, and many times, like we said, these are interchangeable. We gave you some ideas to think about it, and yeah, definitely go back, listen to these role plays, practice them, see if you can write some of your own, to
Yeah,
see
I like that idea.
how you could fit it
Hmm.
into see if you can play that game, and because it was kind of fun writing these.
Yeah,
So if you could actually, that's a really good way to
yeah,
practice. Write your
I
own
agree.
role play. If you do write your own role play, feel free to you can send it to me. It's at michelle@allearsenglish.com. I wanna check it out. Maybe
Who
we'll read
knows?
it.
Maybe we'll use your role play in an episode, in a
Maybe.
follow-up episode. Who knows, right? Love
You
it.
never know. Okay, well, this was so much fun, Lindsay, and thanks for the listener to Jessica for that question. That was a fun one.
All right, Michelle, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye.